This video is brought to you by Maypen Educational Centre, catering to evening CSEC classes and chess classes. Call 876-337-7374 or 876-775-6692. We got you covered preparing for exams. Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. Welcome to Sports City. I'm Simon Preston. So, without further ado, here we go. The World Cup squad has been announced for the West Indies to go down under to Australia. So let's go right into the World Cup squad and break it down for everyone. So this is the World Cup squad. Here we go. So, quite a number of interesting names in the squad. Some people will be surprised by it. Some people, not so much. But here we go. Nicholas Puran, the captain of the team. Robman Powell, vice captain. A surprise pick, Yannick Carrier. Johnson Charles, he makes the list too. Sheldon Cottrell. Shimron Hetmeyer. Jason Holder. Akil Hussein. Alzara Joseph. Brandon King. Evan Lewis, Carl Mears, Obed McCoy, Raymond Rifa, and Nadine Smith. That is the West Indies squad. No Andre Russell. No Fabian Allen. Wow. No Andre Russell. No Fabian Allen. Huh. Well, would you look at that? Let's see what was said in the Cricket West Indies release. Left-handed opening batter Evan Lewis has been recalled for the first time since the 2021 tournament. Two uncapped players have been selected, Yannick Carrier and Raymond Rifa. I did say that Rifa would make the cut. Desmond Haynes, lead selector, said, "We have selected a mixture of youth and experience to represent the West Indies. In the selection process, we have been cognizant of the ongoing CPL and have been looking at the players who have been playing well. I said at the beginning of my tenure that I would be interested in giving players the opportunity, and I think that I've been consistent in doing that. I believe it is a very good team we have selected, and it is a team that we all will compete, given that we have to qualify from round one into the Super 12s. Haynes added, "There are players who did not make the team, and I hope they'll continue to work hard and perform their best to the CPL, and the upcoming Super 50 Cup, because you never know what can happen in case of injuries or any other unforeseen situations where we might need to call up players as replacements." So, the West Indies play Scotland, Zimbabwe, and Ireland, and the top two teams will advance to the Super 12 stage of the competition. Before the T20 World Cup, the West Indies will face Australia in a bilateral T20 series on October 5 and October 7. So they'll face Australia in a two-match series. So that will, in a sense, will be like the warm-up for the Caribbean side, October 5 and October 7. So again, this is the World Cup squad. I would love to hear your thoughts about that. This is the World Cup squad that has been selected. How is everybody feeling about that? Well, let me know your thoughts about that. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say in relation to this squad in particular. It'll be very interesting to hear in terms of the balance of the squad. If you look at the squad that I picked, in terms of the squad that I picked and the one that is there, I picked Nicholas Perrin, I picked Robman, I picked Sheldon Cottrell, Sherman Hetmeyer, Jason Holder, Akil Hussein, Alzara Jose, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Kyle Mears. 10, 11, 12. So 12 of the 15 I got right. I didn't get Andre Russell. Andre Russell I picked, but he's not there. Fabian Allen, he's not there. And I picked Hayden Walsh Jr. So there we go. Would you look at that? So there we go. No Andre Russell. No Fabian Allen. The only Jamaicans in the squad, Robman Powell, Sheldon Cottrell, and Brandon King, and Adine Smith are the only Jamaicans. That make the squad. No Andre Russell. No Andre Russell. No Fabian Allen. Wow. Well, that's an interesting one, honestly. This for me is a massive shock. No Andre Russell. I know in the maroon colours, the performances of late have not been the best, but with a player of his caliber, he can change a game of cricket in 5 deliveries. You give Andre Russell 5 balls, he can change the game because he can hit 20, 25 runs from 5 balls. He has the ability to change a game just like that. So it's a massive surprise not seeing Andre Russell in the squad. Puran deserves his place there, I would say. Robman Powell, absolutely deserving of being in the squad. I would say that's 100%. So for me, that is not a surprise. If you look back at in terms of the squad that I went with, a couple similarities, but Jason Holder, and if you look at, we're going to go to Australia, so you're going to need that pace, you're going to need that zip. So there's Sheldon Cottrell, there's Jason Holder, all right, Robman Powell with a bit of medium pace. You have Alzara Joseph, all right, Evan Lewis, Kyle Mears can bowl, Raymond Reefer can bowl, and Adine Smith can bowl. Not a lot of spin in the squad, to be honest with you. In terms of spin in the squad, you would have Akil Hussein. Akil Hussein is the only spin in the squad? Would you look at that? Huh. Well, that's rather interesting. So if you look at the squad that I selected, right? I selected Puran, Hetmeyer, Brandon King. They're all in. No Russell, no Fabian Allen. Robman Powell is there. Jason Holder is there. Akil Hussein is there, 6. Adine Smith, 7. Romari Shepherd I had, but Romari Shepherd never make it. Alzara Joseph, 8. Sheldon Cottrell, 9. Hayden Walsh Jr. never make it, so that's 9-4. Cal Mears is in it for me. That's 10-4. And Raymond Reefer, 11-4. So the 4 persons that I called that I predicted to be in the squad are not there. That's Andre Russell, Fabian Allen, Romario Shepherd, and Hayden Walsh Jr. And the 4 that we see instead of those individuals in this squad in particular are Yannick Carrier, Johnson Charles, Odin Smith, so would you look at that? Cal Mears, huh? Huh. So that's a squad. No Andre Russell. Now that, my friends, is the shock of the day. So the West Indies, they'll face Australia in a 2-match T20 international series on October 5 and October 7. October 5 one is in the Gold Coast and October 7 is Brisbane. In terms of the group stages of the competition, the West Indies will face Scotland, and that encounter in particular will be on October 17. Yeah, October 17. October 19 against Zimbabwe, and October 21 against Ireland. If they can top their group, then they would face the likes of England, Australia, New Zealand, Afghanistan in the next round. But that's the squad. That's the World Cup squad. What are your thoughts about the squad? For me, I like the bowling options. I really, really do. I feel they want to have some pace bowlers. So for me, that wasn't a surprise. So you have Rodman Powell, Sheldon Cottrell, Jason Holder, Alzari Joseph, Kyle Mears, Odin Smith that can do that. So you have those players. Yeah. And you know what they can do from that perspective. Yeah. So with that being said, there's pace. But spin options outside of Akil Hussain, wow, that kind of surprised me. In terms of squad players that are returning from the last year's tournament, Nicholas Puran, Shirmanet Maya, Akil Hussain, Evan Lewis, Jason Holder, Obed McCoy, 6 players. 6 players returning. Only 6 players returning. So that's the squad itself. It's going to be an interesting 11 when that 11 has to be picked. You can expect that there will be some question marks. This is honestly a surprise. So this is interesting. Yeah. Claudia Person says work, work, work. Yeah. Well, if you look at the West Indies squad, they're going to have to do that because the job is going to be very, very much more difficult for the Caribbean side. Lots of pace in the team, though. You have Jason Holder, Sheldon Cottrell, McCoy, you have Powell, you have Joseph, you have Mears, you have Rifa, and after that, you still have Odin Smith. So the only spin is Akil Hussain. So just look at that right there. No Andre Russell, No Fabian Allen. That's the biggest surprise right there. How do I feel the West Indies are going to do? Honestly, if the Caribbean side can get to the semi-finals of the World Cup, that in itself would be a massive accomplishment. A nice stepping stone coming towards hosting the 2024 T20 World Cup, which will be, of course, be in the United States and the West Indies. So if this team can get to the semi-finals, because it's a vastly young team. I mean, you look at the openers, Johnson Charles would open with perhaps Evan Lewis. That would open. You have the left and right in combination there. And then after that, a number 3, you have a Shimon Hetmeyer. And number 4, you have a Nicholas Puran. Number 5, you have the Rodman Powell. Yeah. Makes sense. Number 6, you probably have Kyle Mears. Number 7, you have a Jason Holder. Or you could even open with Brandon King. That's an option. Brandon King and Evan Lewis. That could work. And then at number 8, you go with a Raymond Reefer. Number 9, you go with Evan Lewis. Number 10, you go with a Sheldon Cottrell. And number 11, Dean Smith. So there you go right there. So that's where we are. Quite an interesting set of proceedings. So yeah, that's where we are right now. But yeah. So yeah. So that's the squad. Nicholas Puran, Rodman Powell, Yannick Carrier, Johnson Charles, Sheldon Cottrell, Shimon Hetmeyer, Jason Holder, Akil Hussain, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, Evan Lewis, Kyle Mears, Obed McCoy, Raymond Reefer, and Dean Smith. So there we go. What are your thoughts? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And subscribe to Sports City for more content. This video is brought to you by Maypen Educational Centre, catering to evening CSEC classes and chess classes. Call 876-337-7374 or 876-775-6692. We got you covered preparing for exams. Andy Gone Nuts. 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471.